What is the kind of life you want to live? Do you want to live a life where you're constantly decluttering and sorting things out? Do you want to live a life where you're overweight and you don't want to be? Do you want to live a life where you have marriage difficulties and you don't have the hard conversations you need to have? There's so many different things that people handle, right? And I'm just here showing you that obviously I gotta handle all this. Hello and welcome back to my channel or another video, or hello if you are new here. My name is Katherine Murphy and I live in Melbourne, Australia with my husband Ben and our 11 children, and I am overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed and I hate it, and I hate being stressed. I hate it so much. It feels like this internal pressure that just desperately wants to get out, and then I just start thinking in a million different directions and I don't know which direction to head in. And I've tried the brain dumping, writing everything down in a notebook. I've tried talking things out or sitting quietly with my thoughts. I'm married to someone who is extremely decisive. And he told me something this morning that I'm probably gonna totally butcher. He would have said it in such a more simple, yet impactful way than I am about to say it. So I'm gonna butcher it, just brace yourselves. We have free will in our lives to do what we want, and we can either let life just kind of carry us along, or we can take charge of our lives and we can achieve the things that we want to achieve. So it's the old, if you want something badly enough, you'll go for it. And I'm saying to him it's like the boys' haircuts. I don't know how long ago I did a video on my channel of cutting boys' hair. I've literally done a video about it. I've watched videos on how to do it. And then I just dropped the skill. I didn't keep trying to develop the skill to become good at it, to be very proficient and, what's that word? It's not energetic. This is gonna drive me crazy. Efficient? I don't even know. The words where you can do something quick and snappy. I ended up just giving the task to my husband. Can you please cut the boys' hair? We have 5 boys. The baby boy does not have very much hair, but all of the other boys have a lot of hair and they need haircuts. The reason why we cut our own children's hair is 99% money. We can just do it. We don't need to go and pay $100 to go and get the boys' haircut every 6 weeks. And we don't have the time. I don't have the time, no matter how much I might love a hairdresser, to go to the hairdresser to get haircuts done, or to even get some in-home hairdresser person to come. This is why we do it ourselves. And I, at the moment, am very busy. I have a lot of things on. I am teaching one child how to cook meals. I've taught my older children, and now I have the next batch of children to try to teach alongside me how to cook meals, how to do laundry, how to do stuff, right? That requires a very intense period of time of me right beside them with 100% patience and 100% clear explaining and gentle, loving teaching takes time. So, I have things on. I have 2 children that need to go to doctor's appointments, and there's things involved with doing that. It's the going there, it's the sorting the thing out, it's life, right? Life happens. And in the meantime, after talking to you for many minutes, I just did a video where I said, we have too much stuff. I've been like so overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that we have. And I just wanted to show you, like a real life person, how this happens. How can you be decluttering and being really diligent, and then you get back into this position again and again and again? Because here I am again in this position. And I said recently, I've only got myself to blame. This is all on me. But I'm also mindful that as the mother of the children, I want to have really good mental health. So sitting there and being like really aggressive and mean to myself isn't gonna help, right? So what do I want in my life? I want to be stress-free. I want to be happy. I want to be fit and healthy. I want to work on hobbies. I want to spend more leisure time doing the things that I want to do, and less time decluttering and organizing and cleaning. I want to streamline things so that my entire family can enjoy a very peaceful, happy, clean, organized life. If I fall in a heap and I become depressed and anxious and worried and cry, we all fall apart. So I have to keep on going. And I just thought, why not share it with you and make noises with bags and stuff behind me and show you the things I am decluttering and explaining to you why. The number one reason why I am decluttering is we have too much stuff. It's quite stressful to me in a way, like at Christmas time, when you're trying to think of presents and things to get your children. You don't want to clutter up the house. You want them to have a good Christmas. But then, less than 6 months later, the children admit to you, yeah, I really did want that thing at Christmas, but I don't want it anymore. I'm sitting there thinking, I haven't raised children to just be throwaway, like, oh, sick of it, throw it away. I also look at the items that I purchase as my husband's time away from us. His wage pays for the things that we're just decluttering. It's very convicting. It's very convicting. Even if I get the stuff for free from my Buy Nothing group, or a kind person saying, would you like this? Or a family member or a friend, or find it on the street, or my children bring it home from their jobs, I still have to manage the stuff. We still have to try to integrate it into the home. It's still stuff that we don't need. So, my number one focus is to try to be happy and kind and gentle and loving towards my children and my husband. Today, we've got washing on the go. We have to use the dryer all day because it's too cold and wet to hang stuff on the line. I taught my daughter how to make crumb chicken and scallop potatoes and vegetables, so the children have had their lunch. It was delicious. I do not eat the same food that they eat, so anyhow, that's a whole nother thing probably no one is interested in. And the baby slept very well last night, probably because he was sleeping in a room separate to my husband and I. So is it us or is it him? I don't know. But he slept the entire night and he was very happy today because he was well rested, and I cannot even tell you how wonderful it is that I actually slept last night from 9:30 to 6 a.m. It felt miraculous. So, this is for you and me, guys. I'm going to have to sit down on my computer and I'm going to have to look at my face and I'm going to have to see the look of on my own face. But I know there's other people out there as well that are very overwhelmed. And it might not be with the stuff you have. It might be with your schedule. It might be not getting enough sleep. It might be family members being sick and unwell. It might be parenting issues, relationship problems, job problems, physical problems. Enter your reason here. It might be that you just have way too much stuff and you're like me, where you feel like, we'll just organize it, we'll just fold it better, we'll just tidy it, and it's just gotten to be too much. I think I've got pretty much everything out of my system that I wanted to say to you, and now I'm going to show you this stuff. So I apologize if it's like shuffly or like crinkly and annoying sounds. I am sorry, but this is the only way that I can do it. I then have to collect these items all together and organize them, and I have to get them out of my house. So somewhere in this video, maybe at the end, I'm not sure, I will talk to you about some of the real burdens of actually getting rid of stuff, but I will tell you now, the best thing I can possibly do is not let these things in my house. Say no. Say no. Say no to myself. Say no to other people. No, thank you. I'm sorry, we have too much stuff. I'm sorry, I cannot fit it in the house. I'm sorry, I'm overwhelmed. We can't have everything. And sure, there's like so many millions and billions of lovely, beautiful things out there. I love thrifting. I love going to the op shop. But this has made me feel very like too massively stretched. I don't know what it is. Like, I've got to change. I've got to make things different because I can't manage this, and this feeling of stress is very terrible. So I'm just trying to be like as transparent as possible. There was this part of me that thought, just get everything all together and donate it and say nothing. And then what? Do a tour of my completely uncluttered laundry room that just previously was totally filled to the gills with stuff? No, you're gonna just see this real thing. And I look forward to, hopefully in the very near future, like a lightness about me. Katherine, you look so much lighter. You look so much better than, that video where you were terribly stressed. Here is an example of something that we bought for Christmas for 4 of our girls that we thought would be really great. Well, it turned out that it was really good for 2 of the girls, and the other 2 say they want to keep it but then admit they will never use it, and we literally don't have room in their bedroom because they've got new stuff has come in. There's now no room left for these things. So I left it up to them. I said to them, do you want to use it? Do you want to use part of it? They all decided that the whole bunch of bracelets and stuff that they made, they want to keep them. And they have a place for them. So they're keeping them. But all of these, I'll stand up and I'll show you closer. So it's beads and strings and jewelry, accessories and loom bands and more beads, all in this little spinny thing. So we have four of these. So I'm going to put these on the ground because I'm a bit worried about tipping them over. I am going to put tape around because all these little sections, they click out. I'm going to put tape around it so that when it's donated, it doesn't all fall apart and just end up in landfill. I'm going to talk to you more about the whole Buy Nothing group or like Facebook giveaway or marketplace. I will talk to you more about that as we go along, but let's just move to the next thing that we're not going to have in the house anymore. Upgrades, and seemed like a good idea at the time. So my daughter got a new backpack. I think I shared it in another video. She decided that she didn't want this one. We're just not in a position where we all can have tons of bags. We have to limit the amount of bags we have. So the child that's decluttering this, she still has 3 or 4 bags. She wants 3 or 4 bags. She's got a new backpack. She doesn't need the smaller one. It's too small for her. So we have to declutter it. I purchased this. It's a Coleman like cooler bag. It still looks brand new. I got it from an op shop and I was really stoked at the time, and I thought, oh, this would be great for like if we take food to places or go on picnics. Our family size is so huge that when we go on picnics and go out and stuff like that, which we do, we use entire large crates for our food because our family's huge. I don't use this. I think I forced myself to use it a few times and then I didn't use it. So why am I clinging to this? Why, when I paid $5, maybe $6 at most for this brand new Coleman bag, and I was all excited and raved about it, and then I didn't use it, and now there's like, oh, it's new, maybe I could sell it. Nope. I'm just gonna get rid of this. This was given to us as a gift for my baby. We're never going to use this. I've had stuff like this before. I've been like offering the rings to Luke, like, do you want to chew on this or play with this? I know he's only small, but I just know, like, I've had so many children that I just know we don't need lots and lots of toys to entertain them. My children's favorite thing to play with each other is each other. Now, they also like to argue with each other, and that's a whole nother parenting thing that you have to go through, is teaching your children conflict resolution. But you can be grateful for a gift, and then you can find yourself keeping it because you feel guilty. If you got rid of it, it's like you weren't grateful. But I can't keep all this stuff. I literally don't even have a space to put this toy. It's been floating all around. It's been like displayed out. It's been in the cupboard with Luke's clothing. It's been shoved in the toy basket, which was totally overflowing, completely overflowing. So some things have to go, and this is an example of one of those things. I have still got the entire bag of clothing from that other video. I still haven't even made it to the op shop to donate this stuff, and I've added to it. So I guess it's not like a terribly bad thing that I hadn't got rid of it yet. It is very tempting. The more time, like after you've decided to declutter things, and then the more time that you let the bag sit around, it'll be tempting to dig through the bags. Trust me, it'll be tempting to dig through the bags and pull things out and going, I might use this. Maybe I could use this for like shopping lists, or like little notes for like if I have an appointment, I can write it in here, and then I can put like coins and cash in here, and maybe I can put like an op shop list so that when I go thrifting, then I'll like stay on track. No. No, this came in like a grab bag where there were like 5 items in the bag and we only wanted 2 of them. This should have immediately been taken back to the op shop or given to someone that isn't me or someone in my family. Yet I held on to it because I try to suddenly find a job for it. It's suddenly going to enhance and improve my life to hang on to this thing that I actually didn't even really want. I still haven't used it. So it's going back where it came from, which was Savers. A belt and a wallet. The wallet I got from my Buy Nothing group. I was using it, but then what happened? Katherine found a better wallet from the thrift store for $4. It was also leather, and she put this in the cupboard and said, oh, maybe I could switch things out. Maybe like I could use this one, and then, you know, if I changed my mind, I could switch it out and use a different one. Do I look like a glamorous luxury PR hole influencer? No, I look like a housewife who needs one purse or wallet. That's what I actually look like because that's what I actually am. And what's so hilarious to me is the brand name for this wallet. If you can't read that, it says status anxiety. And if there ain't more of a prophetic word upon my life, it's this. I don't need to keep this. Someone will be very happy to get this. This was a belt that one of my children bought from the thrift store. They got home and then said, I don't want this belt. So the child paid me $7 and then said redonate the belt. So it's going back to the op shop. So this is an entire bag of clothing. And honestly, like off the top of my head, there's a skirt that's really pretty, but it doesn't fit anybody, but they like the look of it. There's a dressing gown for a child that never, ever wears a dressing gown and hates dressing gowns and constantly says, I don't like them. And she finally overruled her 2 sisters who really love dressing gowns and said, I want to get rid of my dressing gown. So she's getting rid of her dressing gown. Do I think that she's going to turn around like tonight and say, I miss my dressing gown? Yeah, probably. But she hasn't missed it in the month that it's been sitting down in the laundry. So that is going as well. As I like talk about these things, I'm feeling like I'm like coming across so anxious, but I'm like, I just have to move on from this stuff. So let's talk about clothing that's really worn out. You've tried soaking it, you've repaired, you've sewn up holes and knees. It's not like daycare quality. It's not good for nothing. I don't need to cut up nasty, stinky leggings and then say cleaning cloths because I already have too many cleaning cloths. That's a whole nother area of my life to deal with. I am actually going to pull my finger out and motivate myself enough to take this bag of clothes, which has been sitting around for probably 4 months, and donate them to the place where you can take clothes to. Like someone told me H&M, there are different things, organizations, groups, that I can just Google and then take this whole bag of worn out, good for nothing clothes to recycling and get rid of them. Technically, all of this stuff I could just throw in the trash. Except for the fact that our stupid council now only collects our regular trash once a fortnight. Apart from that, I could do that. But I really, I care about the environment, and I look at this stuff and it feels like I don't, like I'm a faker. Because, like, nothing lasts forever. I repair many things. Like, if something has a small hole in it, I will repair the hole. I will soak things. I will wash them carefully. I will line dry the things that need to be line dried. Like, I try to really be a good steward, right? But if it gets to the point where it's just really worn out, like the kids' clothes, you can do hand-me-downs, right? I have 6 daughters. Some of these clothes in this bag have gone through 6 girls. And they were probably secondhand in the beginning. Some clothes just have massive holes in the knees that happened in one day, or the child worked on them over several days and I didn't repair them. Instead of punishing myself of keeping this around, I just need to take it to a clothing or fabrics recycler. Let's briefly talk about buy nothing groups. I have done videos on my channel before talking about buy nothing groups. I have met some very wonderful and lovely people in my community through my buy nothing group, right? But, well, I guess let's backtrack a bit. I used to be the person who gifted everything. So if I didn't want to own a tiny thing, instead of just taking it to Savers and donating it, I would offer it on the buy nothing group. At one stage, I had an entire trestle table set up underneath my carport where I could just do no contact pickups, and I'd have things with millions of names and people would come and take them away. What would happen very often is people would not show up. And then if it rained or if I got busy with the kids or whatever, I wouldn't realize for a day or two. And I'd go down and things would be like, especially if it was like a paper material or like easy to get wrecked by the weather, things would be like blown over and rained on and destroyed and covered in dust and just wrecked. And just look messy. Like, who wants to have a trestle table full of old trash waiting and waiting and waiting to be picked up? So originally, like I said, I was the one that was like gifting everything, and then it just got harder. It got too hard to be worth it that I started exclusively donating things to Savers, and then I'd get my 20% off voucher and I'd be able to use that if I wanted to buy things that I needed for the house. So if the kids had size 4 clothes that they grew out of, I could donate them to Savers, get my 20% off voucher, walk straight in and buy size 5 and 6. So it was like a swap over. I want to say I'm never ever gonna put my hand up and say I want something from the buy nothing group again, but I think humans in general, for some like so weird, bizarre reason, we collect stuff. I don't know why we do it. It might be like from back in the day, like, hunting and gathering. Like if the cherry tree had cherries on it, you pick all the cherries before the birds get them when they go off. I showed you in another video. I always say another video, and just watch all my videos, that the girls were gifted lovely clothes from someone. The person really wanted to get rid of all of the clothes. These were the clothes that we didn't want to keep. They were either already too small for Leah, who was my youngest, or like this jacket is so cool. It's a Little Princess Highway. It's size 4. Leah's like, yes, she's small. She's like a 5 or 6. How cool is that? It doesn't fit her. And I'm not going to bog myself down with thinking, oh, I could resell that. It might be worth something. My time and sanity is worth more than $5 of trying to sell something on Marketplace. So I thought about, honestly, I really thought about organizing everything perfectly and offering it all in my buy nothing group, but I'm not exactly sure. Obviously, after I finish filming, I have to do stuff like put tape on the bead containers and organize things into categories. I might then feel a stroke of wild, yeah, let's offer that on the buy nothing group. Maybe. Who knows? I think someone's just arrived now to pick up something. Yeah. She's collecting something for the buy nothing group. Is she taking it? Yes. So I'm giving away 2 huge containers of bunny food that we don't need anymore. And the lady that's picking it up, she just pulled her car up at the time she said she would come. She loaded it in the car and she's driving off again. She's probably gonna maybe send a message to say thank you very much. But she can take that bunny food. She works in a kinder. They have bunnies at their kinder. And now I have 2 big containers that are out of my life of stuff that I don't need. So there you go. As I'm filming this and talking to you, real life example of sometimes giving things away on a Buy Nothing group is very beneficial. The biggest bonus has been meeting really lovely people. It's not really been like all the stuff that you can get or give away. But yeah, I don't know. I've just had people literally not show up. I've had people not communicate, and then I've had to chase them down, and then they'll message me and say, I was sick. And I'm like, well, you still didn't come. Like, you didn't message me. You didn't contact me. Your husband didn't come. Nothing. And yet when I say, sorry, I have to move to the next person, there's an instantaneous response of, I was sick. I hope you feel better soon, but I'm not going to send you a really big long reply saying, I'm so overwhelmed that I need to get rid of stuff yesterday. I'm just going to say, I'm sorry. I hope you feel better soon, but I got to move to the next person. A lovely lady brought this over to gift to the children to use. It has not been used. It's one of those magical fairy garden things. The girls looked at it and I said, what do you reckon? They're like, it looks so fun. And I said, once it's painted, what are you going to do with it? They're like, oh, I don't really know. Just get rid of it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to gift this to someone. It's brand new in a box. And it can be their problem. And not my problem. One of the items that my girls were given recently was a dollhouse. This whole Kohl's bag is all extra dollhouse stuff that they do not want. They went through it multiple times. This is all extra to what they have, but they didn't want these like really simple, like, I think it's like those kit furniture. They come like flat and then you click them in together. And then they also have this little house. I bought the little Slovenian family's house for Leah for Christmas, but as soon as she saw the new dollhouse, she was like, I don't need this. I don't want it. And I bought it secondhand from Marketplace, but it's just too much. It's too much for us to all manage. So a lot of the decluttering of toys really is kind of in my children's hands because it's their things. They get to the point where I just say to them, do we want a really tidy house? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, well, where are we going to put this stuff? And then they'll just come to me and say, we don't want these things. So these things are going. And I apologize if you've seen other videos where I spoke about decluttering this stuff and I still have this stuff because, yeah, that's why I'm like, you know, we're gonna do it. My lovely friend gave me one of these dangly toy things. It takes up room in our small lounge room. We don't even have a big enough lounge room for all of us to really spread out super comfortably. A thing like this, we don't need it. I can lay out a quilt. We can give him 100 toys. We still have so many toys. People can carry him and walk around with him and kiss and cuddle him and go on walks with him, and he can go in the jolly jumper. There are many things that young Luke can do. We don't need this dangly toy to fulfill a gaping hole in his life. So I just have to get rid of it. My son found last year on Hard Rubbish some Converse shoes. They were really, really dirty. He came home and said, I think we could sell these for a lot of money. It's very good to have an entrepreneurial spirit, but no. So we did wash them, and you can see they're not really white. We soaked them, we washed them, we kept them out in the sun, and now it's time that we've cleaned them as well as they could be cleaned for them to go to the op shop. So These shoes are finally going. Why did I have them sitting on the ledge in my laundry forever and ever? Procrastination. Procrastination. Luke has upgraded to a cot. He doesn't need a bassinet anymore. I already gifted the bassinet, and the person who got the bassinet did not want all the bassinet stuff. So, mattress protector things, the fitted sheets. I sounded like I was swearing then. I promise I wasn't. That's going. That should have already been gone, but I think basically with that, I probably could have gotten away with just like giving the bassinet with the stuff and there was like no say. But I really wanted to soak them and make them like look brand new again and clean them properly. And by the time I did that and then contacted the lady, she was like, I don't want them. I'm like, yeah, no worries. No worries. I'll just keep them for another 17 years. It's fine. There's one bag that I keep looking at and then I don't pick up because I feel the most sighing with that bag. This is a bag of my stuff and Luke's stuff. I don't even know if I filmed myself going through sorting out the stuff, but basically he doesn't need 55 onesies, so these are extra onesies. They're all clean and ready to go for someone else to enjoy. I'm not planning on wearing any more dresses or skirts that have petticoats. Is that what they're called? Slips. I'm not planning on wearing any more. Why do I hold on to this? Like, what, just in case I magically want to wear these? No, they were 50 cents. But thinking back now, 50 cents would be better in my wallet than in this. So, let's pray that I've learned my lesson. I bought these at the op shop. They're cute, spotty shoes. Don't wear them. I bought these. It's like slip-on grandma shoes. The brand is Old Lady Tripod Sass. Tripod comfort shoes. Slip-on shoes. I have purchased new shoes that are replacing those shoes. So, just a bag of stuff that is either too big for me now, or I'll never wear again, or I don't need to keep because it's just too much stuff. A whole garbage bag. Like, when I became decisive, like I just have too much stuff and I need to get rid of it, I literally was able to just open cupboards and drawers and go, no. I could clearly see the yeses. I could clearly see them. I still have stuff in my drawers that I don't pull out and wear. Some is seasonal. Some is like tank tops. It is cold at the moment. It is winter where I live. Am I just going to throw that away? No. Because guess what I learned just this winter? I don't have enough warm clothes. I have 3 pairs of jeans, 1 pair of like lounge pants, and then I have 3 pairs of stockings or like tights, and I have my linen skirts. It has been really cold, so around the house I have been wearing my husband's tracksuit pants. I previously have just decluttered to the point of craziness, especially during the lockdowns when I was like really stressed about everything. I think a coping mechanism was to like massively declutter. I gave away so much stuff on the Buy Nothing group, like so much stuff. And then fast forward a few years and now I'm just like, wow, what are you doing with your life, Katherine? Like, come on. So, am I nearly at the end of my pile? I have a baking tray. My family size is now too big to own this type of baking tray. No. And it's like the Teflon's all come off. Like, that's not got to be healthy. So this is something that's going to be like recycled or thrown in the trash. Why am I holding on to it? I have the new containers that we use and that are appropriate for our family size. And then this guy's still sitting in the cupboard. Why do I do this? Why do I say, oh, I'm going to get a new thing and then get rid of the old thing, and then I keep the old thing and the new thing? Why do I do that? I don't know. So this is going, and I already spoke about the dangly thing. This is the mat for the dangly thing. This is like a tummy time mirror that somebody gave me. Not going to use it. This is a shower cap where the elastic is totally dead. It's gone. It's dead. This needs to go in the bin. So another bin item. A person that I know gave me a reusable shopping bag. I'm not going to use it. But what I am going to do is I'm going to put donations in it. Give it away. It's going to be gone out of my life and deleted. The last bag is stuff that we just don't need. So a small tip, if anybody's even still watching this video, if you give yourself like dedicated spaces for putting things, like a dedicated toy basket for the like miscellaneous toys, and it starts getting to the point where it's overflowing and you can't even close the cupboard, that means you have too much stuff, which is what we discovered. So one of my children went to their grandparents' home, and I knew this would happen, but I just kept my mouth shut. She came home with one of these popping toys. I immediately knew you just brought something home because you just wanted something. You didn't actually want to keep it, but you just wanted to bring home something, didn't you? And tried to smuggle it into the house. She came to me and said, please get rid of the unicorn thing. So it becomes my problem, doesn't it? This is why I may look like a tyrant, but this is why I tend to say no thanks. Because I know the children are just going to want to have everything. And then the children will come to me and say, can you get rid of this? So then it's like, oh, mummy got rid of it, not me. So, whatever. This is going. This is something that I'm struggling with. And I know it sounds so stupid, but I collected. So we were given some of these guys, right? There's more in here. I can't find them. Where are you? We were given these. A couple of these. And then I found more, didn't I? And then you go to more op shops and then you find more, and it's all very exciting. This is an example of something that, I mean, I don't even think I had these when I was a kid, but for some reason it's like, oh, they're so cool. The children don't want these. It's me. It's me saying, oh, but they're so cute, and they're like rare, and they're vintage, and whatever. Enter parents' reason here for why we think our kids need to keep certain toys. If they don't want them, we should be letting them go for another person to have. Because you put batteries in those suckers and they make like really freaky noises, and sometimes they go off at night if you forget to switch them off, and their eyes glow and stuff. So I am finally accepting they don't play with them. They don't want to keep them. They brought them to me along with this whole bag of toys they do not want. And what was the end result of all of this decluttering and dealing with everything? They said to me, we still have too much stuff. Still have too much stuff. And I don't want to be like this. I don't want to dread birthdays. I don't want to dread Christmas thinking we have so much stuff that we're decluttering. We're so privileged and wasteful. Like, we let all this stuff into our homes. Am I in focus? I hope so. Because I've been talking for a long time. If I'm not in focus, be really shattered. So hopefully I've been in focus and just not worry about it. Trying to be professional and use my vlogging camera. Yeah. So I'm surrounded in all this stuff, right? And I think earlier on in the video I said there was like something I was going to talk about, and I kind of talked about it a bit, like, you know, trying to give away stuff for free. Sometimes it's more of an effort. A person might not show up, the item may get ruined in the meantime, and you're still kind of like babysitting it until it gets collected. If you don't really know like an exact person to give things to, then don't do that, because you would just be giving your clutter to another person. And you know, I've even had times where I've gotten rid of stuff and then like 6 months later someone has said, oh, you should have given that to me, I would have loved to have had it. And I'm like, sorry. I'm sorry. I just don't. The filing cabinet in the computer of my brain is so full of open tabs that I'm even turning around and looking at the clock, wondering what time it is, and then thinking, oh no, I should take this to the op shop right now. Run, run, run. No. I must force myself to take this stuff to the op shop tomorrow. I have to organize and prepare it and tape it all up, so that will give me enough time to pick the things that I want to take photos of, which might be, if I have like a bag of clothes that's all like the one size, I'll put that in one bag, take a photo, put it on the Buy Nothing group, and with the stipulation of a few things. Because my husband, young Benjamin, he's very smart. He said this to me last night. Katherine, why are you putting a photo of something on the Buy Nothing group and then you're spending all the time chasing everybody up? Just tell him, message me. And I'm like, oh, the Buy Nothing group has this like weird etiquette where you put your photo up in your description, and you can say flash give, which means like you want to go on immediately. First person who says they want it gets to have it, but that first person probably has the notifications turned on for Facebook and they put their hand up for everything. They might not show up. So instead, Ben said what I should do is put the photo up with a description and be very kind and lovely, and then if a person says I want it, I pick the person, thank you, please message me. And then it's up to them to message me, because I offered stuff, someone said they wanted it, I messaged them, and I had to message them again before I got any acknowledgement. So it's too much. Like, I think it's possible. I think it's possible for me to live this wonderful, stress-free, easy life, even though I've got 11 children. I think it's possible, and I am my biggest burden because I overcomplicate things and I freak out and I don't make decisions and I procrastinate. It's all so much. So I'm gonna offer the beads, the girl's bag of like size 4 clothing, the dollhouse stuff, the ring toy, and I think that's it. I'm gonna offer that stuff. Maybe some other things. I don't know. I don't know. On the Buy Nothing group, please pick up as soon as possible. The rest of the stuff has to go to the op shop. It just has to. I have the bag of clothes that needs to go to like a clothing recycler, so that's like my homework. I have to Google where I can get rid of that. I can go to H&M, but that's like half an hour away. So yeah, I gotta look up something more local and easier. And what was the other thing? Oh, this bag I'm going to take with me to our homeschool meetup on Thursday, and I'm going to ask if any family that has less children than I have, which is every other family, if any of them want it. I don't know, I just got a vibe. Maybe somebody want my junk from there. So if you know me in real life and you suddenly realize that I'm really lame and pathetic, you already knew. You already knew. But I am. I I want to do better and be better. And the only way that that can happen is if I do it. I do it. Like, you know, getting back on the horse with relearning how to cut my boy's hair. Finding and doing different hobbies, not going to the thrift store and just buying whatever. Focusing on trying to find a place we can move to. I mean, doing this has actually made me think of like a whole lot of different videos that I might be able to share, which is like obviously the process of if we move, I would try to document all of that, because that's going to be a big undertaking, moving a lot of people and a frog and maybe a dog. Our dog's extremely old, so it's kind of like every day we wonder, is she still here? She's currently living her best life, sleeping in front of the heater, but she sleeps a lot, so yeah. I'm totally gonna break this video up into chapters, and if I'm saying this right near the end of it, you'll already hopefully notice that there's lots of chapters. And Katherine put a note at the beginning of the video, there will be chapters. It'll be like section 1, overwhelmed, section 2, talking more overwhelmed, section 3, showing all the junk, section 4, reassessing all of her life, section 5, life is perfect, she's at her goal weight. That's the whole video. So just, you know, just let it go. Just let it go. That's my encouragement. If you have stumbled upon this video and you want to declutter, or you're just realizing, like, I need to declutter, I hope this very long-winded explanation and show and tell of all the stuff can make you feel better about yourself. And like, you've heard me say there were some things that we bought that were Christmas gifts that we thought the children would really love. They loved them for a little while. 2 girls got a lot of enjoyment out of them and have made many bracelets, and they've given things away as gifts, and it's all been wonderful. But they don't use the thing anymore, right? They've now been given a big huge dollhouse and 2 Cabbage Patch twin dolls with a doll bed and other things. Even with me talking with my 17-year-old daughter last night, I'm pointing at different things that we had been gifted, like very unexpectedly. A very kind and generous person was given stuff and very kindly thought of our family and then arrived with the stuff. And I initially was not assertive at all, and I took the stuff. Where are we going to fit everything? So there's going to be more of the process. I am overall feeling like it's a weird thing when you film yourself and put yourself out there, or like on the internet and YouTube and stuff. I reckon I've done far more self-reflection than when I wasn't doing YouTube. So I think there's a very big blessing there. Back in the day, I was really, really, really stressed, and I was really focusing on every bad thing that ever happened to me, and I completely lost sight of every good and wonderful thing that I have in my life. I was just looking back over my shoulder all the time instead of looking forward. And apart from, like, you know, I have a baby, I have many children, we have a lot, we have like extracurricular activities, plenty going on, and I didn't notice right in front of my eyes over the last year just lots of different little things that just have sort of gone by the wayside, and now it's time to come back together to live our best life, and it requires effort. If I want my life to be excellent, I have to make it excellent. can't keep watching self-help videos or reading books or having conversations or sitting around or cleaning or tidying up. I can't keep doing the same things and expecting a different result. I actually have to organize and declutter and get the stuff out of my house. I have to stop bringing in things that within a year are going to be decluttered. I have to get rid of the excess. I have to move on from things and step into the future. I have to exercise. I have to eat better. I have to do all these things if I want the results that I'm claiming that I want. Otherwise, it's just all word vegetable soup. I never remember that saying, and I say it to my husband all the time, and he's like, what are you even talking about? You know, like politicians do, and like chief medical officers and stuff do? It's like word salad. It's something where they just say a whole bunch of words and it means nothing. That's what I feel like I end up doing. So, yes. Real life decluttering. I wanted to have some like nice little video of like, this is what I decluttered for May. But instead it was mounds and tons of stuff and heaps of talking. June's going to be better. It's already the beginning of June, but it's going to be so much better because hopefully I have less than like 29 van loads of stuff. We'll say 7. We'll say 7 big lots of stuff, and then, because it's not going to be that many. That's what I'm telling myself. Sorting all this stuff out, taping it up, bagging it up, donating it, getting rid of it, cleaning it out of my very small bedroom. The kids are playing outside. They're living their best life. And here I am in my room dealing with stuff. Why? So, just do one thing at a time, okay? Don't be like me and try to completely rewrite your whole life. Be fit, healthy, better looking, and find a new house to move to, and work on quilts, and go on nature hikes, and keep adding to your schedule. There's more than enough time, Katherine. Just do a bit at a time. And if your name's not Katherine, just enter your name. What are the things you want to do? Pull your socks up, Murphy, and get it done. So, I'm gonna record myself when I donate the stuff and how relieved my face will look. And then I'm like, oh, I kept that stuff in my laundry for like a month and a half. Just deal with it. Just rip the band-aid off. Don't add more tasks. Finish the tasks you have in front of you. Don't add more. So, thank you for watching my video. If you've watched the whole video, you're amazing, and put your address down below and I'll send you some of my trash. No. I won't burden you with this stuff. It will already be gone, alright? It'll be gone. Nobody can have it. Anybody except me can have it. So, I've got plenty of other things that I can work on doing instead of going thrifting. And if I want to go to the op shop, don't bring up stuff that you don't need. Don't do it. Learn your lesson. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go. This week's kind of busy. I've got other things to do. So, just finish the video, Katherine. Okay, I'm going. Bye. Thank you. Goodbye.